Do you ever wonder and say to yourself, what's going to happen to me someday? We all know we're going to die, but we don't know how we're going to die. We don't know if we may get some kind of disease in the future. We don't know if we may just be okay for the rest of our lives. We all hope, of course, to be okay. We all know we're going to age. We all know we're going to get old. But with age, sometimes comes along with problems, health problems. And it just goes in so many waveforms. You can get cancer, that could happen at any age. Doesn't necessarily mean when you get old, it could happen anytime. If you're a smoker, it's supposedly more of a risk to happen. But sometimes it just happens regardless. There's people that take care of themselves, try to do the right thing, eat healthy, and yet their body still just fails them. And this is where I say, where is the gift of life? What part of life is a gift? It looks more like a curse to me in so many ways, forms. Look what we have to do all day. We got to literally keep chasing the almighty dollar. And then on top of that, we got to have health problems or whatever type of problems. Not saying everybody has health problems, but there are a lot of people, tons of people that do have them. And it's sadly nothing you can do about it. It's just how your body forms out, I guess, And it's just, life's already a pain in the ass. Just having no problems, like no health-wise problems, life is still a challenge. But then on top of it, having a whole bunch of problems added up just makes it even more unbearable. And this is where I say, what is the point in living all the way to the end? I'm not saying let's all just give up, but there are a lot of people that feel comfortable just choosing when they're going to die instead of how they're going to die. Choosing when to die may sometimes make more sense because you already have it all plotted out, planned out. I'm not saying to do it, but I'm just saying there's people that feel that way makes more sense. And to some degree, I have to agree, actually, because, nobody knows how we're going to die. We all hope one day we just go to sleep and that's it. That's the best way anyone could want to go. But that doesn't mean that's how you're going to go. It may be, but it may not be. Nobody knows how we're going to die. And that's honestly the scary part. I'm not scared, and I said this numerous times, I'm not scared of death itself. I'm just scared of how I'm going to get to death. What I'm going to possibly go through before dying. The torment, the suffering of God knows what before I get to death. Because death doesn't just grab you right away. Sometimes if you're lucky enough, if you're fortunate enough, it does. But there's a lot of unfortunate that, just got to go through the suffering and misery first. Then death finally says, all right, my friend, come along. Come to the other side. Are you ready to see what's on the other side? You suffered more than enough. Take my hand, says the almighty Grim Reaper, and we shall go to the dead zone. All kidding aside, though, it's like, that's how I feel. That's how it feels. You just suffer and suffer and suffer before death finally says, all right, come on, let's go. Instead of it just saying, come on, let's go from the start, we got to go through all the bullshit. It's like when your animal's suffering, it hurts us to see that. We put them down, which is the absolute right thing to do. But why can't it be the same for us? Why, if somebody has really bad cancer or whatever type of illness, that they're not going to get better, they're just going to suffer and decay and deteriorate while living, why should someone have to suffer and be alive for that? Oh yeah, because it is, right? It's just heartbreaking, at least to me, to just see somebody. If someone wants to just survive to the end, that's their choice. They should have the right. But if somebody just begs and begs to be put out of their misery and they just keep suffering like that, it's screwed up. The person has no quality of life. He or she's just suffering, until death just finally takes that person, which it should already do. Because then at least that person could hopefully be at ease. But that's the thing. It's like death looks at us and teases us. It's got to poke us with a stick or, I forget what you call those things, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's got to tease you a little before the Grim Reaper. Like, for example, think of the Grim Reaper saying, here, take my hand. Psych. Nah, just kidding. Here, take my hand. Nope, psych. Come on. All right, nope. You got to suffer a little more. All right, now finally take my hand. And then, all right, now it's the real deal. The person dies. But the person had to go through all that hell first to get to death. Instead of just being a nice, clean, easy, peaceful death. And this is where euthanasia could possibly do that to us. It could set us free in a peaceful way. But it's illegal in the US, you know. I know Switzerland, from what I heard, it's supposedly legal. And I think I mean, I could be incorrect, I don't know, but I even heard you can get euthanasia for anything, mental health too. I don't know if that's true. Someone told me that once. He may be right, I don't know. But it should definitely at least be legal for terminal illness, at least. A lot of people even say mental illness, which I truly believe too. There's some mental illness that's just so bad that it feels like terminal. Even though it's not terminal, it feels just as bad as it, because you're just not having a life. You're having no good quality of life. You're constantly suffering from an illness. Like when I had that anxiety, and I still do to this day, but I feel like I'm a little bit better. When you have bad anxiety, feeling knots every day in my stomach, a gaggy feeling, like just a horrible feeling, I say to myself, what is the point in going on? You get a lot of people that say, eat what you want, we're all going to die anyway. And it's so true. But the thing is, dying is the easy part. Well, getting to death is the easy part. It's when you're going to die or how it's going to all happen. You know, you're not just going to go 1, 2, 3. Some people might, but that's not sadly the case for everyone. You're going to get an illness where you're going to suffer and suffer and suffer. Years on end. It could be months. It could be years. God knows how long. Until finally the Grim Reaper's finally ready to grab you. Instead of him just taking you 1, 2, 3, he's going to make you suffer first before he's ready to take you. That's how it always goes. That's why, I mean, I do try to eat healthy. Sometimes I can't help it. I eat unhealthy stuff. A lot of people say, don't sweat it, man. You're going to die anyway. And it's true. I agree. But the thing that sucks is we don't know how we're going to die. You know, if let's say smoking we all know smoking can kill somebody. We all know that it can cause a whole bunch of problems, but it's not gonna, just make the person die 1, 2, 3. I mean, maybe sometimes, but what may end up happening is the person's gonna smoke and smoke and smoke and develop illnesses, cancer, tumors, God knows what, before the Grim Reaper says, all right, come on to the other side, Now, if smoking would just get you straight to death, no suffering involved, just 1, 2, 3, lights out. All right, yeah, maybe I'll start smoking some cigarettes. But that's the thing. That's not the way it's going to work. I'm going to end up real bad health problems before I get to death. That's the thing people don't understand. It's not just an easy 1, 2, 3 process. Sometimes it may be for some people, but people got to understand that's not the case for everyone. My luck, I'll go through the biggest hell before that Grim Reaper finally says, come on, Justin, come to the other side. Some people try to do that so they could, live less. Some people smoke, some people drink, some people do these type of things too, just to try to shorten their lifespan, which it is shortening your lifespan, but at the same time, you're going to probably have really bad problems where you're not going to die 1, 2, 3. You're going to be going through a hell before it's finally time to actually say goodbye, And that's the thing some people forget to realize, I don't want to suffer. I just want to get straight to death. We should all just want to get straight to death instead of suffering before death. Who the hell wants to get horribly ill and be in pain every day? I know I don't, and I wish everyone that's watching this video doesn't have to go through that, And if you are, my heart truly goes for you. There's so many people that are suffering that just probably wish to die already that the Grim Reaper's just hesitating to do. It's fucked up. If death was so easy to get to, then yeah, maybe I wouldn't care about eating this or smoking this or doing that or doing this, because hey, all it's going to do is just kill me 1, 2, 3. But that's the thing. It's not just 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a whole bunch of numbers before it gets to, the end. That's the thing that sucks, man. We all know we're going to die. It's absolutely true. But the scariest part of it all is how we're going to die. I'm not scared that I know I'm going to die someday. I'm scared of how I'm going to die someday. Nobody knows how we're going to die. We might get murdered. We might suffer from a really bad illness before death awaits, Like if I know, all right, so this is my future of how I'm going to die. I'm going to go to sleep one night and that's going to be it. All right, then I at least feel better. I at least know that's how I'm going to die. But if I read my future and be like, I'm going to have to get a really bad cancer or some kind of illness and it's going to be a slow, painful death, then I'm going to be scared. And I might just want to check out sooner, you know? But the thing is, nobody knows. Nobody knows how we're going to die. We know we're going to die, and that's not what scares me. It's how we're going to freaking die. And what we might develop before then, before death. As we get old, our bodies start breaking down. Things start going bad on us. Just like a car. When a car gets a certain age, a lot of things start going bad where it's not even probably worth fixing it. It's probably just better off jumping into a new car. Well, it's like the same thing with us. Our bodies is like a car in that way where things get worn out. But what do we do about it? We're old. We're at a certain age. I mean, you fix one problem, another problem may happen. You know, you start seeing doctors more. You may need to be put on medication for certain things, maybe your heart, maybe this, maybe that. I mean, I'm not going into actual detail of what we go through, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, we get issues. Joints, can't walk. Some people are hunched, you know, and some people perfectly fine. I mean, no matter what, you're always going to get a little slower than how you are when you're young. If you could run, let's say, 8 miles per hour at 20-something years old, when you're 80 years old, you're probably not going to be able to run that fast. You may still maybe be able to walk at least, but, you know, depends. A lot of people say, which I disagree on. I mean, I agree to some degree, but it's not always true. People say it all depends how much you take care of yourself. And yes, that's true, but the thing is, there's people that take care of themselves and yet still get so many fucking problems. You know? Yes, there's people that take care of themselves, and sometimes in the end it goes decent for them. But that's not always the case. You get another person that does the same exact, you know, same footsteps as that person, and this person got cancer, this person got this problem, this person randomly couldn't walk anymore. You know, it's not always the case. That's why to that I agree and also disagree. I agree to some degree, but also disagree. Because everyone's body is just different. Everyone goes through different friggin' things. That's the annoying part of it. Then I always say to myself, what is the point of all of this? What is the point of going through all this hell? What reward do we truly get in the end? Death. But that's just going to happen to us eventually someday regardless. Whether we get through it peacefully or whether we get through it suffering through God knows how many years before it, but regardless, it's going to happen. I feel like it's just better off to never be born in the first place. I'm not trying to sound dark. I'm not trying to sound depressed, but I just feel like that's the true win. That's like the best win of it all. Sleep is good. Death is better. But the best of all, never being born. Somebody said that once, and it's true. Sleep is pretty good. Death is better. But the best part of it all is never being born. Because then you would never have to experience anything here. And trust me, what experience are you really dying to know? Other than dying. Like, seriously. You want to come here just to say, hey, being on planet Earth was amazing, man. I went to school. I was being programmed from the moment of pretty much I was born. Now I got my whatever stupid degree. Now I'm, doing that job all day. Now I'm paying bills 100 times. Oh, the experience here was great. I got to retire, had a little time left, and then I died. The end. If I knew that's what it was all about, I'd be like, no thanks. I'm happy where I'm already am, not being born. It's just, I just got to laugh sometimes. It's like, what is the true point in being here? I mean, I know we're here now. We got to make the best of it. Sadly, that is true. But it's like, we feel this is such a gift. This is such a beautiful place, like, I don't know. I don't know anymore. It's funny how in college, when they say I'm going to get my master's degree, in other words, it's giving you the hint, master. Yes, master, I hear and obey. Yes, master, I hear and obey. You're just basically a puppet obeying to your master. The degree's the master, master's degree. You had to go in through all that slavery for 4 years or God knows how many years to get that. That's just to show you, yes, master, I'll do whatever it takes. Bowing on my knees, I hear and obey. That's basically like giving you a clue right there. And yet we're so stupid to even see it. As if the sheep thing that day I seen in the store with with that stupid thing on their head with, that sheep crap. That ain't enough to prove it to you? Like that we're all just a bunch of sheep suckers, with that hat, you know, that graduating hat bullshit, whatever the fuck it's called. That doesn't ring a bell enough. Master's degree is another subliminal message hidden behind it. At least I look at it as that. But anyway, guys, I am going to call it a day there. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. And like I always say, love you all. If you got any more video requests, please leave them down below, and I'll try to screenshot as many as I can and possibly try and make them in the near future. So, you know, thank you again for watching. Love you all, guys. Take it easy for now. Peace out.